Lifehouse City Church believes that the local expression of the church and all its personality and diversity is God's strategy for reaching all kinds of people from all walks of life. It's a fact that nothing is more effective a method of reaching new people than new churches. It was true in the spread of the gospel in the first century, and it's still true today. Over the past 2 years, God has called together a group of Christ followers to continue this effort of disciple making and church planting right here in the city of New Orleans. When most people think about New Orleans, the negatives seem to far outweigh the perks of living in this historically diverse, eccentric, and unique city. Hedonism on display in many of the celebrations like Mardi Gras or the Southern Decadence, or the endless line of strip clubs and bars on Bourbon Street, or the fact that we're the murder capital of the country. And to top all that off, natural disasters like Katrina. Why would anyone want to move to the city of New Orleans? It seems like a lost cause. Well, when we think about New Orleans, we can't help but to get excited. Not about what necessarily is, but what could be in the hands of our redeeming God. Studies show that 85% to 90% of the population of New Orleans and its metro have not been reached with the gospel and are not connected to a local church. Looking through the lens of the transforming gospel, we dream of a city that, while maintaining its unique culture and diversity, would be full of thousands of people from all walks of life, united by the blood of Jesus and going forth on mission to carry the gospel to the nations. We believe with all our hearts that God can and desires to heal broken people, broken families, broken communities, and broken cities for His glory. Since the tragedy of Katrina, what was once probably the hardest city to reach with the gospel, also known as the city that cared for God, has become probably the most reachable city in America. But in order to close the gap between darkness and light, we need many more new churches. Lifehouse City Church believes that God can and He wants to start a church planting movement. And we believe He wants to start it right here in New Orleans. Imagine what would happen all over our country if New Orleans, of all cities, became a bright, shining city on a hill. We are committed to faithfully sowing the gospel and serving the city in every arena of culture that we move into. We are determined to ensure that every believer be brought into a true faith family, and to be loved, equipped, encouraged, and empowered to be launched out to join in on God's mission of being agents of hope and reconciliation in their own circles of influence in the city. We want to be a part of the gospel movement that was started in the first century church, where the gospel goes forth, person by person, house by house, street by street, community by community, city by city, and nation by nation.
If you want to join the efforts of the Transform team, it's really simple. Email us at lifehousecity@gmail.com. Just write, "I want to join the Transform team." Include your name, mailing address, and a contact number, and you'll receive a Welcome to the Transform team packet in the mail with all that you need to be able to join us in transforming a city.